Santos denies performing in drag after local performer posts photos. The con artist in Congress, George Santos, deceived New York voters with his fabulous CV and several fabrications about his past. He failed to complete his college degree. He wasn't employed by Goldman Sachs. His ancestors didn't escape the Holocaust. He's not a Jew. It is difficult to determine how and whether to hold Santos accountable, and it is becoming obvious that if Santos chooses to defy calls to step down, he will continue to keep his position for the foreseeable future. That does not imply that he is not at risk legally. New York's federal prosecutors are looking at his financial situation. Democrats have requested that Santos' financial declarations be investigated by the House Ethics Committee. Brazilian authorities may reopen a case from 2008 involving stolen checks. Voters make the decision. An increasing number of his Republican colleagues in Congress have urged Santos resign while those investigations continue. To the majority of Republicans, it is technically conceivable for the House to expel one of its own, although doing so is very rare and difficult. That is intentional. Voters alone are in charge of selecting their House representative. Every 2 years, voters get a regular chance to voice their opinions. Santos' lies may annoy Republicans, but they wouldn't want to lose his support. It's possible to count the size of their House majority on one hand, and Santos' Long Island seat is quite competitive. His victory in November contributed to Republicans' current narrow advantage. If he were to step down, a special election would be held to choose his replacement, and there is a chance that the number of GOP House seats could decrease. Expulsion of a member is unusual. Only 5 currently serving members of the House have been ousted. 3 of these happened during the American Civil War, when officials from Missouri and Kentucky were expelled for supporting the Confederacy. The other 2, Democrats James Traficant of Ohio in 2002 and Michael Myers of Pennsylvania in 1980, were both found guilty of bribery. Voters have a history of supporting dishonest legislators. Then Rep. Despite being the focus of a corruption probe in which the FBI discovered he was stockpiling cash in his freezer, Louisiana Democrat William Jefferson was re-elected in 2006. Later, he lost his re-election bid in 2008, and after being found guilty, he was sentenced to time in prison. Resignation pressure can be terrifying. More often than not, MPs who behave badly are forced to quit because of humiliation and peer pressure. In the end, Florida Republican and then Rep. Trey Radel, who had been busted in 2013 for purchasing cocaine from a police officer working undercover in Washington, D.C., made that decision.
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel by pressing the subscribe button and activating the bell, and please give it to friends and family. Thank you.